Good morning, everyone. It's Lauren Rosenfeld from Your To-Be List. And I'm here this morning to share with you a vision that I had while meditating recently. I went to a meditation session for peace, specifically peace between Israel and the Palestinians in Gaza, but also a meditation for peace within myself, and also looking for the causes of war, violence, and hatred within myself. And I had a vision, an image while I was in that meditation, and I really wanted to share that with you in hopes that maybe it strikes a chord with you in the way that it did with me. So in this vision that I had while meditating, I saw myself walking down a street, and it was a street that had seen great ravages of war. I was walking with a group of children, and buildings on both sides of the street had been reduced to rubble, and there was all kinds of rubble in the streets as well, and smoke, dust, and it was sort of a terrible, sad, heart-wrenching scene. And as I walked through the streets, I found at my feet there were these stones, but unlike the rest of the rubble around it, these stones were smooth and dark, and I realized that these stones had been worn away to smoothness from millennia of tears and blood that had been spilling over this street endlessly. The blood of the wounded, the tears of the grieving had worn down these stones to a smoothness. And I stopped with these children and we picked up these stones, and I realized that they weren't simply stones, they were seeds. They were seeds of peace. And so we left this scene of rubble and devastation, and we went to a field, a fertile field, and we planted these seeds in the ground, and we dug with our hands trenches from a stream that ran from the Garden of Eden, from paradise. And these trenches that we dug with our hands were filled with rivulets of fresh, clean water from the beginning of time. And from these seeds, an enormous tree grew, a tree that was 10 times, 20 times, 100 times larger than the giant sequoias, and stretched with its branches into the heavens. And the tree was surrounded by children, by all the children, all of our children. And they touched the tree and expressed their love for it, and they touched it and expressed their curiosity about its size, about the bark. And they smiled, and we, the adult community, the community of the living, from every country, from every race, from every religion, from every walk of life, we surrounded our children and allowed them to explore it. And then we, the adults, were surrounded by all of our ancestors. We were supported in love by our ancestors, and then our ancestors were surrounded by the lights of messengers of God, angelic beings, 3 circles around the tree. And then we told the children to go ahead and climb this tree of life, to climb it, to explore it in love and enjoy together. And from every adult, there came a light from our hearts, a light divine in origin. From our hands, from our eyes, these lights came and every adult was connected to every other adult. And then our ancestors included their light within this web of light. And then the angelic beings connected their light. So there was this enormous web, a net surrounding the tree. And we told the children to go ahead and climb the tree together. And that we would protect them, that we would make sure that they were safe, together. And the children began to climb the tree, and as they climbed into the branches of the tree, they themselves became like light on the branches, like millions, billions of beautiful lights hanging from the branches like fruit. And we heard their laughter as they ascended, and their conversations as they ascended like music. And so I share this with you because I believe that this is our role, we, the community of adults in this world, that in order to protect our children, we must find the seeds of peace. But in order to find the seeds of peace, we must be willing to walk the streets of destruction that we wrought. The streets that are pouring with blood and tears. We have to have the courage to walk those streets, because within those streets we will find the seeds of peace. They are nowhere else. We have to find them, and we have to plant them, and we have to surround our children and help them climb, help them grow. It's the only way that we can make them safe. It's our role, and if we don't do that, we are abdicating our responsibility as adults. It's difficult. We have to look within ourselves. We have to look within ourselves for those streets that are strewn with rubble, those streets that are smoking with hatred, that are pouring with blood, that are vibrating with fear, and look for the seeds of peace within them. And then we have to work together to plant something new. So that is my vision that I came out of my meditation with. And I just want to share with you and hope that it touches something within you. And I thank you for listening. And I wish you nothing but peace, nothing but joy, nothing but courage. Thank you.